Jen Burson. I'm the founder of Generation PR and the creator of the Profitable PR Pros community. Today's topic is about ways that we can prevent burnout. So it's like a preemptive strategy so that you can set up your business the right way and be in the ideal situation for you. It's like I feel like we're all really putting in a ton of work in our businesses, and if it's going to stress you out and make you crazy and make you kind of hate life, then I don't want that for you. So let's build a business that will make you feel lit up and like just excited every single day. When you're an entrepreneur and you're doing all the things, so maybe you're handling clients, developing pitches, developing media lists, all of it, growing your business, there's so much on your plate. And I know that that is a recipe for serious burnout. So it's a good time to kind of take a step back and think about how you can prevent burnout, so that you can set yourself and your business up for a healthy, happy, and successful new year. Like I said, these are ways that we can help you strategize to build a business that will be a more positive experience for you. Okay. So before we get into the tips, because I think I have 5, we're going to talk about what burnout actually means. So it's what happens when we experience a ton of stress over a long period of time, or even like a very condensed, heavy period of time where you're doing a lot of really intense, long hours, all of that. And then it shows up in ways where it impacts us emotionally, mentally, even physically. I mean, it is stress, but it's that stress where you can no longer handle it. Like I'll tell my husband, I'm at the end of my rope. Like that's my way of saying to him, there's not one more thing I can take on right now. I'm burnt out and I'm at the end of my rope. And he knows, okay, it's time to step in and, take some things off her plate. So there's a lot of ways you can know that you're starting to be burnt out. It's like that physical, mental feeling of exhaustion. You start to be irritable, really upset at anything very minor. It's just you don't have that that kind of emotional bandwidth to handle things. The other thing when you're in burnout is there is this sense of dread. It's like you get the email from that one client where you just cannot deal with them and you feel a sense of dread, or the phone rings and it's someone that you probably should have a conversation with, or you have to talk to them about something and you do not have the bandwidth. And imposter syndrome. When you're burnt out, you're like, what am I doing? I can't handle this. Why did I bite off more than I can chew? Clearly, I'm not equipped to handle this, or I'm not as experienced as I thought to handle this. That's imposter syndrome. And it's reasonable. It's just that feeling of burnout creeping in. So we're going to talk about 5 tips. So we're setting it up moving forward, and it's being strategic about how you're building your business so that you can avoid or prevent this. Okay. So 5 tips. Tip number 1, you're going to try to fill each day with joy. So it's like loving what you do. And that means not doing the things that you don't love to do. So this is why we talk about niching down. Only work with clients that light you up. If you have clients on your roster that make you feel a sense of dread when you get those emails or the phone call from the client or the meetings, start thinking about how you can reframe it for them or get them off your roster, because that will build up and get you to a place where you're burnt out. You want to love the work you're doing. You want to love the clients you're working with. This is why we always say niche down and only work with clients that totally light you up. I want you to love what you do every single day. That's how I feel, even almost 17 years later. But that's why we really focus on this inside the Agency Accelerator. It's to help you avoid burnout, building your business strategically by niching down and being really intentional with who you serve and how you serve them. This isn't something I'm going to say, go take a hot bath and everything will be okay. This is like long-term strategic planning to build something that makes you feel energized and not zapped. So try to fill each day with joy, meaning you love what you do. taking a little break, trying to reframe your energy. Sometimes I'll turn on music and just sort of dance like an idiot around the house. Start thinking about, what do you love? What lights you up? What kinds of clients? What kinds of services? And then just slowly get niche down, get strategic, and just ditch the other stuff. Okay. And so every day you feel filled with joy and excitement and passion for what you're doing. I know it sounds really simple, but it's a strategic, intentional thing that you're doing to build your business. So tip number 2, also build a schedule that will serve you. So that's what I love about being your own PR pro, is that you can set your own hours. That is why it is ideal for moms. I ran my business while I had 2 newborns that I was nursing, exclusively breastfeeding. My older son for almost 13 months. My younger son, he couldn't take the milk anymore, but probably 6 months. And I was able to work. I was able to continue to earn income. I decided the level of energy I had to put into my business. And during that period, it was about maintaining and just keeping where I was. But working for yourself, setting your own hours, that's really ideal about what we do. For me also, it's setting a schedule where I have downtime if I want. So I typically don't work, or at least I don't make myself available on Fridays. So that's my time to catch up, to get organized. So think about what you want your ideal schedule to look like. You can back into your hours and say, you know what, in order for me to avoid burnout, I can't be on at all times. I cannot be on, and that means that I have to choose when my energy is there to support what I'm doing and when I feel like I need to take a break, and catch it in advance. So for me, it's like, I know that weekends are going to be full on because my kids are home, we're running all around, and I want a little day to myself. So I take Fridays, and that has really helped me avoid that feeling of just never climbing my way out. And the other thing too is structuring your days around your energy level. Think about when you have your best energy. For me, it's mornings. I wake up, kids are off to school, I feel pumped, clear-headed, energized. If you sit down to reply to emails mindlessly, you are wasting your energy. You're wasting your bandwidth. You can go through your email triage really quickly, but spending time going through newsletters and client nonsense or chains that you're on that are just like back and forth where you're not really needed, that is a waste of your bandwidth. Quickly triage, get back to clients immediately with something like, I'll get back to you later today, or I see your email, just wanted to let you know. Focus then on what you need to do, and that's using your energy for focused work, getting in your flow state, creating strategies, doing your writing, whatever it is that you need to focus on. That's when you should do it. Not in the morning like me, whenever you feel your energy. Sometimes it's at night when you put your kids to bed and you get that second wind in the middle of the night. Time your day to reflect your energy level. Start to pay attention to it if you never have. Also, boundaries. Huge, huge, huge one. If you want to spend time with your family or take time in the evening for yourself or have nights and weekends where it's just off limits, you need to set your clear boundaries when you're on and when you're off work. And one of the factors that leads to burnout is this extreme pressure from demanding clients having access to you all hours of the day and nights and weekends. So maybe you don't give them your cell phone number. Maybe you meet over Zoom and they don't have your number to text you, and you let them know in advance. I'll reply to your emails in, when I'm next available in my office, so that they start to get the sense that you are on it and you're going to get your work done during normal business hours. And beyond that, they don't have access to you. So you need to let them know kind of right from the start. You're not going to be like, well, I will not be responding to you and these are my only available hours. They get it from when they're hearing from you, or if it's at the end of the day, I just wanted to let you know, I got your message. I will get back to you tomorrow when I'm back in the office or when I'm back online. Okay. If you work from home or whatever, back online or whatever. So that they get the sense and awareness they are not going to be bothering you. And I'll tell you, I don't have clients that bother me nights and weekends at all. They don't expect to hear from me. It's been way more than a decade. And I'm just like, nope, I'm out. This is not how I want my business to be. I want to be with my kids. I want to take my phone, tuck it in a drawer, be present and checked in to them. Okay, so that's tip 2. Number 3, hire a team to help you. Obviously, I mean, come on. But I want you to think about your PR journey in the next year and consider what your life could and would look like if you could outsource your work and delegate to a really great team. You trust them, you really trust them. So you don't need to be, micromanaging. Micromanaging is like stupid because it's a waste of your time. If you're going to micromanage everything, then just do it yourself. Trust your team, hire great people, do a quality check or like a review at 90% of what the work is, what's done, and then, put your 10% and make it perfect, zhuzh it, put your touch on it. But think of your hours as the CEO in your business and how valuable those hours are. Thinking about your hourly rate and what your time is worth, there are certain things that are not going to be worth your time, like building media lists or doing your accounting or things that just feel like you're working in the drudgery zone, like you don't like it and it sucks the life out of you. This is a recipe for burnout. And that is going to drain you and you're going to do like not a great job of it. And you can pay somebody like $100 an hour or whatever to do that thing. Think of all of the time and money that you're, saving by actually spending the money for somebody to ease that burden from you. So, bring someone in. And I know that it might sound scary, but it is really the best way to prevent burnout is having a team. The next tip is don't be afraid to take breaks, vacations, time away from your job. I know that when you work for yourself, the thought of time away is really overwhelming. And I know this comes up over the holidays too. When you're on a retainer basis, you might feel like you need to deliver services constantly, like they always have access to you and you're never taking a break. They're going to question. Sometimes they'll ask for, not often, it's never happened to me, but sometimes, usually individuals will say, well, if you're not working the second half, can I have half my retainer? It's so annoying. So no, the answer is no. You're, front loading, you're working on strategy, you're just not reachable during that period. Whatever you have to say, the answer is no. You don't give clients a discount. You deserve to have a break, and you shouldn't, on retainer, have to give back money for that. If you can front load and set yourself up for success while you're sort of off. And the reality is you need to have time away from your business. It's essential to avoiding burnout. So if you hire a team, that will help you easily transition and set yourself up for a vacation or a day off or a long weekend or whatever. And you'll feel really good about that. And you can plan ahead, you can communicate with clients. And then the 5th one is going to be all about boundaries, setting those boundaries, learning to say no. I know that we often feel as PR pros that we need to be on all the time, and that definitely leads to burnout. And also checking and answering emails as soon as they come in. In order to avoid burnout and deliver amazing, really great, stellar PR services, you need to rest. That means setting your boundaries, like stopping work each day. That means checking emails and answering emails and your phone, not working on the weekends except for these rare emergencies, not working while you're on vacation or out of office. It's boundaries that you will have that work best for you to have the right balance in your life of work. I call it integration, work-life integration.